lightly.
I just realized I
They are
forgot to start
all in their
recording.
own way dangerous, especially if one does not know how to handle them properly. Now, it seems many of you are out of practice. Let's
Spearing
take some
chicken.
time to review the basics of how to care for a beast, shall we? Miss Sweeting, would
Oh, but I wanted to
you please
figure out how to
assist our
find
new
them.
student with the lesson today?
Yes, Professor Howen. Hello, I'm Poppy Sweeting. Don't worry about Professor Howen's speech. She over-exaggerates sometimes. All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh!
Miss Sweeting, pay attention, please. The tongue of a puffskein can be a slippery devil.
Yes, Professor.
Okay.
Here, you can practice on Gerald. Just keep an eye out for his tongue. You can use my brush.
Okay.
Just be gentle. Oh, and think pleasant thoughts. I like to think it enriches his experience.
I'll admit, that's cute. It's
That's
basically a
lovely.
giant fluff ball
I'm sure he
cat.
feels much better. I think he might be hungry. Would you mind giving him some beef? What do you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think. I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you.
That's good news. He seems very nice.
He is. Kindness is one of his best qualities, right after ambition and cleanliness.
Good work, everyone. Now, let's make our way
Why
to the
does
pens
its
and
eyes keep
select
rolling
another
into the
beast.
back of its head?
And please, do be careful as you feed and groom them. Miss Sweeting, why don't you show our new student to the Neasels in the farthest pen?
This way. The Neasels are over here.
Neasels, huh?
Oh, couple of Neasel whiskers ought to get me a few canuts at least. Enough to buy something from Honeydukes.
Those aren't
Stupid
Neasels, that's a lynx.
What in Merlin's name are you doing?
Ugh, tuss, peculiar Poppy. Worried about a worthless little rodent.
Her name is Persephone!
Her name is Persephone.
Can I just punch him?
That's really not funny.
Let's go.
Those two don't belong anywhere near this class. Poachers in training.
I would agree. Dang it.
Instantly. Thank you for your help. Let's carry on. Feed and brush the Neasels just as you did with Jared. The Neasels really took to you. They know a good egg when they see one. As do I.
It appears our time has come to an end. Please close the pens and see yourselves out. Now, where is our new student? Ah, there you are. I would like a moment, please.
Oh, that's actually kind of cute on how they're fed.
Hello, Professor. You wanted to speak with me?
I did. How did you find your first beasts lesson?
It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class.
Good. You seem to understand that when beasts are properly controlled, they can play a vital role in our lives. Some provide us with magically imbued materials, if cared for correctly, which does not include torturing them for whiskers. Well done, by the way. Probably best to let me handle it next time.
Yes, Professor.
They're nearly as bad as the Savagers in Rookwood's poacher pack. Sadly, we're the ones who suffer. stumbling over dead beasts. Terrible waste of resources.
Surely the poachers can be brought to justice by someone. The ministry, perhaps?
An optimistic idea. Now, why don't we focus on more immediate matters that we can control? Professor Weasley has asked that I prepare some
Okay.
assignments designed to help you catch up to the other fifth years. Be on the lookout for my owl. Meanwhile, I also encourage you to study as many beasts as you can on your own time.
On your own time.
I need to talk to you. Come here.
Do you, though?
Do you need something, Poppy?
Can I
Thank
just
you
speak to a
again
Kneasel
for
instead?
saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. You were an augury at noon in the desert.
I certainly hope that's a good thing.
It's something my
I
gran and
certainly
say.
agree with what my
it
character
means that
said.
something or someone is a welcome surprise. At least, that's what we decided it meant.
I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing.
We're of a similar mind. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet. In the forest.
I'm not sure. What's this all about?
You'll see. I promise you have nothing to fear. I wouldn't take just anyone there. In fact, you're the first.
Really? Well, thank you, I think.
As I said, we think alike. Pleasant surprise.
Whoosh. Whee. Come on. There. Gotta make sure the little kiddos are taken care of.
Quite the weather we're having, don't you think?
Poppy, where are you taking me?
It really is much better if I just show you.
Well, it'd be nice if you just show me already instead of
Don't
leading
worry,
me somewhere.
we're nearly there. It's just ahead.
That looks like a butterfly patch where something would be.
Stand back.
Oh, she whistled, so that's probably a flying beast. Maybe a griffin? Yep, a griffin.
Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent? Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy before you approach them.
So what do? I first walk forward a few steps. Okay.
I knew it! I don't think I've ever seen a hippogriff take to someone this quickly. You can feed and brush her if you'd like. I come and check on her every once in a while. Bring her pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle. You wouldn't know from looking at her, but she's a dreadful busybody.
I do really like this Ravenclaw cloak that I have.
So,
Nice.
what did you think of Highwing?
I thought she was brilliant. Can't believe you introduced me to her.
I suspected you two might get along.
Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest?
Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I've seen it firsthand with her.
How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths?
It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a few years back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next time.
Professor Howin mentioned the poachers as
Okay.
well. She seemed to imply that we couldn't rely on the Ministry to help.
I don't often agree with Professor Howin, but on that, I fear she's right. The poachers' influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. They're up to something.
So
I'm
I
just
did
not
watch
sure
a
what.
video, I think it was IGN that was part of a poaching ring. I'm guessing that's part of this person's
That
story
does
later
seem
on.
strange. Sounds as if they're planning something.
Exactly. I think I'm going to look into it. Find out what's going on, what they're doing.
I think that's a fine idea. Information is power.
And the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe.
You seem undeterred. Will you let me know what you find out?
Oh, very well. I will. I should be
Yay!
going, but we'll speak again soon, I hope.
Yay, come on.
I don't think Mr. Pemberton meant to use his own stationery. He knows something about those demiguise moons. He's in Hogsmeade, apparently. Perhaps I shall pay him a visit.
Okay. Reparo and Incendio. Da, 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 ba, da, ba. I got the message about this just before I started the main quest, so spent about 3 or 4 hours gathering up all
Sometimes
the
it seems all right.
moons I needed.
Around Mrs. Hogwarts. She hasn't been herself lately. I'd like to take you up on your promise to visit her with me. I'm heading to Feldcroft soon, so I'll look forward to seeing you there. It's just south of Hogwarts. By the way, hope you're faring well with the blasting curse. It's still one of my favorites.
Pardon me, sir, but about those curious demiguise statues I've seen.
What? Who are you? Why do you ask?
They're causing Mr. Moon terrible distress.
Ha! Good. That was the idea.
So you did create them?
Yes, I did. It was a ploy to give that pathetic oaf Moon a taste of the grief he caused me years ago. You are the one who's been pilfering them.
I am, at the request of Mr. Moon. I received your owl on your stationery.
Ah. Well, fitting Moon would enlist a student. Too cowardly to do it himself. Huh, hasn't changed a bit. Even when we were at school, he was a cowardly bully. Gave me a horrible nickname, which I shan't repeat. I was thrilled when we left school and he seemed gone for good. Then I started seeing him around Hogsmeade. It was too much. Even if I do take satisfaction in that his life's destiny was to be a lowly caretaker.
Why do I feel like you were a Slytherin?
Mr. Moon does a good deal for the school, and he's taught me a lot. He's terrified of those statues.
I know. You should have seen his face when that boggart appeared. Oh, priceless. That's when I knew what I needed to do. I simply didn't want to encounter him anymore. So, I shrewdly put a boggart in his path to learn his greatest fear. I then created the demiguise statues to keep him in his place, so to speak. The moons were an inspired play on his name. It worked brilliantly. Until you started clearing them out.
Yep.
The statues are a form of bullying. You're no better than him. Perhaps it's time you both moved on.
Fair point, I suppose. If they've terrified him, as you say, he may have learned his lesson.
I've not heard from my Uncle Roland in quite some time. I've been beside myself with worry. Could you meet me in the courtyard?
Aloha Mora.
Woo. Oh, it's natural today.
Revelio.
Oh, big chest. Big boy box.
Patrons to keep me safe.
Aloha Mora.
I mean, I'm right here. You might as well. So much. You two had a dark arts cloak? Probably just random
Revelio.
bit of loot, but still. Clockwork fedora. I don't think that's what. Maybe. Like, I understand it's probably like a clockwork color scheme. I'm also probably getting
Does it get
clockwork
any
and
more cozy than
steampunk mixed up
Hogsmeade?
in my mind, but I feel like they did not describe. Whee! Oh, hello, Mr. Kraken. This should be good enough.
Mr. Moon, I've learned who's behind the demiguise statues. It was a classmate of yours that you bullied, Piers Pemberton.
Oh, I might have known. Pigtails Piers.
I don't think he likes being called that.
Of course he does. Oh, we had such flowing locks, and we used to laugh about them. I laughed the hardest of all. Clever, clever man. I'd no idea he was so devious. I must go and congratulate him. Whatever statues remain seem less terrifying now that I know they were put out by old pigtails. Continue collecting them if you like. As for me, I'm gonna go and pay a visit to my old friend.
Okay, so.
Revelio.
I just want to say there's probably a. Yeah, that's right, right here.
Aloha Mora.
And I think there might be one more. There we go.
Revelio.
Chocoball box. And then going. I already looted you, boy.
Revelio.
And this says there's still one above me. Oh yeah, there's that one piece of paper that I can't figure out how to get to. That's what it's pointing to, that stupid piece of paper. Oh, there we go. Got the clip of it. Okay. I don't think this will take very long, so I'll do this one quick.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
Glad you came.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again.
Even though you just told
But
me
I hope
to.
you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend Claire Beaumont.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Okay.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion.
Okay.
An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
Okay.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot.
Okay. I feel like they could have done something more interesting
Hogsfield.
with the spellcasting
Now where to
system,
find
but
Mrs. Sprottle? Seems a pleasant enough little place. Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear
Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aiden used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over
Before
a
he
butterbeer or
died.
two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took it when he was
Bowtruckles?
collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern
feel
is
like
in the
I'm being
hills just
Ellis right
southwest of
now.
our hamlet.
All of these
You can
words
gather
are so
Horklumps
out of place.
and
It's
collect
like
the box of letters there.
from when he was playing the...
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
I don't even remember what
Thank
game
you.
it was. It was some
I'll be here if you
kitty
are
game
able
with
to
a
collect
bunch
those
of stupid
Horklumps.
stuff.
I
And he was making
and the
jokes
vendors I
about
help would
how
greatly appreciate
everything
it.
was like the sus shroom or and such.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. But I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. That's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Revelio.
Wee.
Confringo. Lumos. Hendo. Confringo. Revelio.
Either
troll.
I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Rest easy, my large friend.
Yeah, it's not a
Revelio.
particularly hard game. The only issue I've had is with some of the battle arenas, where the later stages is just you fighting like 10 to 20 enemies at once.
Lumos.
And, like, the combat system isn't really good enough to warrant that. And it's like, yeah, I could lower the difficulty, but I'm not going to lower the difficulty because your game wasn't properly made for those arena challenges. Like when I played Doom Eternal, I turned down the difficulty because it was legitimately hard and I couldn't beat it. And granted, that was also halfway through the game. This, however, is not a particularly good. Like, I'd say it's average. Like, I think what's most enjoyable about the game is like with World of Warcraft. It has a very wonderful atmosphere.
This must be Sorona's box of letters. I should take this box of letters to Sorona. I think that's everything. Sorona will be glad to have this back.
Hey. For some reason, my nose is really itchy.
Revelio.
I almost captured a grapphorn in the forest.
I swear, none of you'd have a head left on your shoulders if you didn't have me keeping you in check. I heard something.
What? Is that you, Royland?
And...
Yes, Totalis.
There's the area. Come, what's this?
Okay.
Descendo. Rependo.
You'll be able to forget about that goblin helm you nicked.
Incendio.
It isn't Nora Treadwell's favorite.
Confringo.
Yeah. Don't try that.
That is hilarious, though.
I am the elf, not harmless.
Revelio.
We can't even agree on something amongst ourselves. How on earth are we to forge a plan to a fine approach of how we should proceed, and it's simply ludicrous that I'm being defied at every turn.
Alright, let's drop off this lovely box of letters. Stupid invisible wall out of nowhere.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
I am seriously tempted to get that mod that just allows me to fly everywhere. There's really no reason for this area to not allow flying. I haven't seen any puzzles or anything
Revelio.
that would be ruined by having flight in this area.
Alohomora.
Another Dark Arts cloak.
Revelio.
Is everyone in Hogmeade an undercover agent for the Dark Arts people?
Hello, Sorona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenwell potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her.
I'm sorry,
and
did
for returning
that
this box of
person
letters.
in the background just shove it like
It's nice to
halfway in her
reflect on
mouth
good
and then it
memories.
disappeared?